Look at this. This damn sunlight is shining through the blinds and getting right in my eye, right there. It makes me cranky. Additional thoughts. Riding Dirty by Underground Kings. I don't have a lot of notes. This was one of those weird albums in the sense of it's great. And you kind of feel like, okay, well, that covers that in the sense. I mean, I've got more to say, obviously. But starting out with it being regarded as a classic, especially a Southern classic, you know, there's something about it. I mean, the album is great. I really enjoy it. I listen to it quite a bit. But there's something about how it feels, how it sounds, maybe because it's a little bit older. I don't know. But it just has a classic feel to it. And I wish I could describe it better than that because it feels a little cheesy to say it in that way. But there's other albums I've listened to too, also just in rock and hip hop and etc., where there's just something about the aesthetic, the style, the feel, the overall flow of an album where it just feels like a classic. You know, one of those albums where when you put it on, like you got some friends over, right? And there's, hey, put some music on, and you don't even ask them what they want to hear, right? You just put it on and they go, oh, hell yeah. Like you're never going to get a complaint, right? When you put on one of those classic albums. And this album is definitely right in that vein. I really enjoy the Southern sound. And I knew that going into this reaction and this album, but it was fun to sit down with this one. I don't have the right playlist up right now. You know, One Day, fantastic song. So for it to, you know, it's got the intro, but to start with One Day is incredible. And then to roll into Murder, and there's lots of comments. I'm happy that people picked up on the reaction, how I was more of in a musical mindset, because I had told myself, okay, just chill out, enjoy the ride, don't get super analytical and focus, just relax. And so I was more focused on the sound. And I really picked up on Bun B and his verse in Murder, but in the vocal display, the vocal sounds that were coming out. And a lot of people said, oh, wow, I'm surprised Bob kind of missed the lyrics in that one because it's one of the best ones of all time. So I did go back and I watched one of the videos where they highlight the words, and I just kind of read the lyrics again. And it is great how he's got this great rhyming structure, and he's emphasizing the rhymes, and then the rhyme sound is evolving and the writing is evolving to match the sound while he keeps emphasizing. It really is great, you know, and it's great in the sense that, you know, some people say the greatest verses are the ones that are the most intricate and have all these double meanings and all. This one's pretty straightforward in what he's saying it, but how he says it and how he sticks to the rhyming scheme and how he keeps incorporating the emphasis on the rhyme, really cool. Really well done. And I enjoyed it when I was listening to it in a sound version. And I also enjoyed it when I went back and read it again just as a lyrical work, because it's pretty fucking awesome. But then it just keeps going. Pinky Ring, great song. Diamonds and Wood, great song. And I had somebody send me a message saying that it is for driving in your car. And the aesthetic back then was kind of like the wooden steering wheels, you know, like the fancy kind of steering wheel. And then you got your diamond rings. And so that was a whole deal. Got the diamonds on the wood and you're just driving around listening to your fucking music. Touched, and That's What I Carry did grow on me a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Not so much. Sometimes I skip, sometimes I don't. Not all the time. There's a couple listens I had where I basically listened to all the way through because I wasn't paying super close attention. And it was neat in the sense that when those two songs were kind of off in the background of my mind, I was fine with them, just in terms of the sound. Fuck My Car. What a great song. What a great song. I really, really enjoy that one. What do I have for my list here, my favorite? I put One Day as my favorite, but High Life might also be my favorite, but Pinky Ring also might be my favorite. So those three are really kind of revolving around between, you know, first and second and third. Diamonds and Wood, Riding Dirty, Fuck My Car, and even the outro. Honestly, there's a couple listens I had where I remember one time I was listening to it and it got to the outro. I was like, oh, okay, it's the outro. I'm just gonna, you know, turn it off for now. And then a couple other times I was just letting it roll, and it rolled into the outro and I wasn't really noticing, and I was just kind of fucking chilling with the outro, you know? And I think really that's, to me, what makes, you know, a classic. That's a key element of a classic. When you can put an album on, and whether you're listening to it closely or you just have it on, when it just kind of keeps rolling and you don't even realize it until it's over, even when you've got this 9-minute outro that's kind of just some spoken word over some fucking jams, it's cool. It's really cool. And I remember during the reaction thinking, I don't know, maybe I'd make a playlist and cut the outro off of the playlist so it's just, basically tracks 2 through 12. But I'm glad I didn't, because it does add just that characteristic, that quality to the album. What else do I have? I was surprised that this album, the reaction, didn't really get a lot of views, And it's not a big deal to me personally. I don't really care. Honestly, I'm more interested in just hearing good music. And if it doesn't get views, whatever. But I remember being a little cranky when I did the reaction to Little Sim's No Thank You album, because I thought it was phenomenal and it really didn't get any attention. It's like, yeah, whatever. She's UK, independent artist. She has an accent, different types of rapping and different lyrics, so okay, sure. But to see this album regarded as such a classic and to listen to it and you go, yeah, and then to see, well, not a lot of views, it just kind of shows that, when was this? 96? It's 35 years old, 36, 37 years old. And it's great. Is that right? Oh, shit. That is, no, 20, 30, 20, 20, 20, 27, not 37. That was bad math on my part. It's funny how, people who are my age and you talk about an album from 96, 97, 94. Oh, yeah, we remember that shit. But that's basically a generation ago. And it is fun for me to be on this hip hop journey and go back and listen to these classic albums and kind of have an audience who's like, who? What? It's kind of fun for me. And hopefully I'm dragging some people with me. And I've seen that. I've seen comments with maybe mostly in Discord. People are going, oh man, this will be the first time I've ever listened to this. I'm going to listen to it with Bob. And I think that's cool. It's always been kind of a secret wish of mine that the channel would go long enough and it would get enough traction to where people would go, oh, cool, I've never listened to this either. I'm going to listen to it with Bob. That's fun. It makes the journey even a little bit more special to me. I guess that's it. There weren't really any music videos, I guess, associated with this album, so I didn't do too much there. I watched the lyrical thing on the Murder Verse and stuff, but overall, it's just a cool fucking album. Super chill. Definitely a classic. And I assume it's got me prepared for ASAP Rocky. I'm sorry, there's two. It's very confusing for me. And I don't even remember the name of it. I can never get A$AP Rocky's fucking album names straight in my head because they're always like Live, Love, Laugh, Long, A$AP. I don't fucking know. The first mixtape. And I'm going to do the streaming version. I was going to try and find the original mixtape version, but it sounds like I'm just going to do the streaming version. That's easier for me. It's on Spotify. Okay, I'll do that one. So that'll be coming this Friday. And yeah, I guess that's it. We will see you guys soon.